Alyece Smith here, and I am the owner of Socially Awesome. I am here today to talk to you about short video content and viral video content. I've got 5 good tips for you today. I'm going to share about how to make your videos elevated so that you have a better chance of going viral, right? Because let me tell you, going viral is not as easy as you think. So let's get started. And I'm going to let you know a couple housekeeping things before I jump in. Number 1, I have ADD really bad. I'm very sorry. So I keep my cell phone check with notes. So if I look this way, it's just because I have multiple screens. I like to let everyone know that so they don't think I'm all over the place. But 2, I want to know in the comments, and I am using StreamYard, okay? So I'm going to pull up Facebook over here so that I can see if you're commenting, but I want to know in the comments, are you already using TikToks, Reels? Let me know what short video content you're doing. If you're using YouTube Shorts, that's great too. I don't know many people that are, but I want to know what you're currently doing. Are you doing TikToks? Are you doing Reels? Let me know in the comments. So give me some shout outs. Nancy said she's doing Reels. Yes. Okay. So I'm going to tell you, because I have often where a lot of people are on one platform or the other. By that, I mean Instagram or TikTok, but they're not necessarily on both. And it's kind of important to be on both, and I'll tell you a little bit about that today. So the first thing I want to talk about is the first tip, which is lighting. And I will tell you, I am right now in my sunroom, and it has the absolute worst lighting in the world, okay? So I'm going to do a little experiment with you. I'm in my room right now, in my office, and I have overhead lighting, okay? On. And I also have a ring light over here, but I'm going to turn it off so I can show you how important lighting is. Now, if someone was to watch a video, and I have them at an angle right now, so I'm not going to say that that's how I would normally film a reel or a TikTok. I would normally face it, and you would see, and you can watch other videos, or you can check out my videos if you want to get ideas. But I highly recommend getting some sort of lighting. It's not very bad right now, but I've been in a place before where it's very dark. And if people can't see your eyeballs, they're not going to watch your video. So it's so important that you invest in some sort of lighting. You can get a ring light for like $30. I started with you'll actually all get my tech guide today, by the way, on my survival guide, but I started with like a $30 ring light, okay, very basic, small one. And then I elevated to a larger one that I use. And I'm gonna turn these back on just because, like I said, I'm in my sunroom, and depending upon when the clouds are going where, sometimes you can't see my face. So yes, you're gonna get my tech guide today. So let me tell you, that's my first tip, lighting. It's so important, because if someone is scrolling and your video is dark and it's hard to see your face, they're gonna scroll right past it, okay? So the way I have it angled right now, you can see it shining on this side of my face, right? That's still not the best, but if I put it in front of me, and let me try to do this without tearing my office apart. If I put it in front of me like this, you can see there's going to be a ton of lighting on my face. You see how this is lit up? It's so important for us to have lighting. And it's a very inexpensive thing, okay? And like I said, I just have that weird situation. So my office is actually a sunroom. So one wall is a wall. The other 3 walls are nothing but windows. So in the daytime, it's great. I can lift up all of the shades, and I get tons of, what's the word? Natural lighting, tons of natural lighting, which is great. But when you don't have a lot of lighting, people are going to just scroll past. No one wants to watch a dark video. So make sure you invest in some sort of lighting, because we all know we can't all go outside and have great lighting all the time. Sometimes if you're making short video content and you're batching, which I highly recommend, that's going to be my tip number 2. But you're batching, you might have to do it at 10 p.m. or 6 a.m. or you don't know when you're going to have time. I kind of fit it in molds of my day. I'm getting to a point now where I'm actually having like video days, but I'm in full-time entrepreneurship now. So if you're not full-time, I remember when I worked, and I would have to I would go out in my car just so I could get some natural lighting and make a couple reels really quick. So make sure you're investing in some sort of lighting if you're not always outside doing your reels. Number 2 tip is going to be batching. Okay. So a lot of people don't understand exactly the best way to batch. When I batch personally, I will make the videos. I don't add the words. I don't add the captions. I don't add any of that when I'm batching. When I'm batching, I'm solely focused on videoing it. Okay. Now, a couple sub tips to that. A lot of times with Reels and TikToks, you want to use a trending audio, which we'll talk about that in a second. And sometimes you'll get the ones you just can't get the lip sync down. It's like I've said this, I've done 50 takes and I can't get the lip sync down, right? Anybody relate to me on that? Because I'm telling you, I can tell there's so many. I'm like, she's talking so fast, I'm slowing it down. There's a couple tips to that. So one, you can slow it down. And that way you can actually recite the words. And I'll show you where to slow it down on my phone. Okay. So when you're here, I'm hoping it's going to blur it out, huh? It's going to blur it out. All right. Well, it's going to blur it. You can see. Okay. When you're in your TikTok or when you're in your Instagram and your Reels, on this left-hand side, you see you've got a... Can I turn this blur off? I probably can't now that I'm live. I'm sorry, y'all. But I open it up to make a reel. Let me back up. There we go. I'm opening it up. I've got it here. And on this side, you've got your music, your effects, all of that. You'll see 1x. Tap that, and you can make it slower. So I could put it on 0.5 or 0.3. I make it slower, and then I'll write the words down. So I might write the words down on a sticky note and put it, let's say, here behind my phone. And I'll kind of look at my phone and I'm slowing it down so that I can actually keep up. Because some of those Nicki Minaj lip syncs and stuff, I cannot keep up with, okay? If I can't get it at all, like if it's taking me more than 4 takes, I'm either going to move on or I'm going to try a new strategy. Because when I'm batching, I'll set aside an hour and I want to do 14 videos in an hour. Like I want to have enough for 2 videos every day for a week, minimum. 14 videos an hour doesn't give you very much time. So when I'm batching, I watch it one time so that I'm like, oh, okay, I got that. And then if I film it more than 3 or 4 times and I didn't nail it, I'm moving on or I'm trying a new strategy. And by trying a new strategy, I mean, let's say I was trying to lip sync the words and I can't get it right. I'll just put my hands on my hip and just be like, just like I agree. If any of y'all follow Kimberly Olsen, which I know Nancy is in the Gold Digger community with me, Kimberly does it all the time. And it works. I do what I call eyebrow bounces. I'll be like, you saw that? And then I'll just put words on the screen. So it really just depends on how bad I want to use that audio. Because if I think that audio is like really trending or really relating, then that's what I'll do. So it doesn't always have to be where you're saying the words. There's been some of them where I just sit there and nod and I'm like, I agree with what this audio is saying. Yep. What's important is not that your mouth hits all the motions. Don't get me wrong. Lip syncing it properly, having good transitions, that's all important. But what's really important is the value you're going to provide. So that's going to be what you put on the screen. Okay. And so that'll be tip number 4. We'll talk about it in a second. So tip number 3 is trends and trending audios. Okay. So on Reels, I'll scoot back so I can show y'all. On Instagram Reels, most of you probably know, but if there's an arrow, so I'm here, I'm watching Reels, there's the audio down here at the bottom. If there's an arrow pointing up, that means that audio is trending, okay? I usually like to click on it. Even if it's trending, I'll click on it. I'll get to this page where it shows me all the people that have used it, and I'll look and see how many Reels has been made with it. If it's under 5,000, I definitely want to make it because I want the opportunity to be one of the first that's used it. If it's under 100, I'm making it right now. But you can, if you're scrolling and you're trying to get ideas, you're trying to get inspiration, but you're not, let's say, ready to make Reels, you don't have makeup on, whatever it might be. Because I've got Reels where I look like I just woke up to, I look like I'm going to a cocktail party. I'm transparent no matter what I look like that day. But you can click save that audio and then you can come back to it later. Okay. So there have been times where I've heard an audio and I'm like, oh, I really want to use that. That would be cool. Making a reel on the boat. Well, I'm not on the boat right now, but I'm going to save it so that I can have it when I do want to make that reel. So make sure that you're looking for trends on TikTok. I'll show you. On TikTok, when you're on your homepage on TikTok, you can go to create. You'll click the little arrow button, go to add sound. And then when you scroll down to playlist, there's a section that says TikTok viral. Those are the songs that are trending right now. So you can use that. TikTok also has trending dances. They have all the dances that go with it. I don't dance. I don't do that. I love to dance. I just don't have time to learn a choreographed dance. And if any of you are as busy as me, which I'm sure you are, if you're an entrepreneur of any part, or a mom or a female in general, you're probably very busy. I don't have time to learn another dance. I don't have that time. So I skip the dancing ones unless I can just shake really quick, but TikTok also has trending dances, and that's really cool too. So jumping on those trends, but making them your own and putting value in them in your way. So I'll give you an example. There was a trend going around a couple weeks ago, maybe it's been a little over a month ago. And it said, the audio said, "This is it, everybody. If you want to know what's it, it's this." That was the audio. And I sat at my desk and was like, "This is it, everybody. If you want to know what's it, it's this." And I had more comments of people going, "What are we looking at? Like, what is it? She's just sitting in a chair." But it created conversations. So when people ask me, what is it? What are we looking at? That gave me an opportunity to tell them, "Hey, look, I'm Alyece Smith. I'm in network marketing, affiliate marketing, influencer marketing. I own a social media agency, and I want to work with you." This is it means I get to work from my home. I left corporate America, and this is my job now. I work full-time for myself. It opened up that conversation. But most people that were using that trend had a product. So they would say, "This is it, everybody. If you want to know what's it, it's this." And they were selling a product. I created this immense amount of curiosity where they were like, "What are we even looking at?" So think about how you can use trends creatively. Okay. I did one very similar to that with my network marketing company where I pointed at something and they're like, "What are we even looking at?" So think about ways that you can always have that engagement. What do you want them to do with your video? Have that in mind. Okay. So number one was lighting. Number two, what was number two? Let me know in the comments. What was number two? What's number two? Yes, curiosity is golden. What was number two? Number three was trends. Number two is batching. Yes. So batching, I have to put like a couple underlines under batching because I'm telling you, when I try to batch every week. But 2 weeks ago, I had a child that had COVID, so it just didn't work out. And life happens, okay? So I did my best every single day to make at least one reel. I like to try to do 2 a day. I'm using video content as a huge strategy for me. And I do repurpose from reels to TikToks to reels, and I'll tell you about that in a second. But I really, really tried to get at least one a day up, even with my kid being sick and all the doctor's appointments and still trying to run all the businesses and all the things. But when I batched last Monday, I had I had my boot camp. I knew I had to go live. I spent the extra time to put a little makeup on, whatever. And I batched 14 videos in an hour. And my Instagram engagement was up 48% last week. So just because I actually did it and I had a plan and I made sure I got 2 a day. So just make sure you're batching, and they don't need to be perfect. They don't. I love videos that are 6 seconds or less. That's my kind of video. 6 seconds or less. I can sit there and be like, and just put some words on the screen. I'm good. All right. Number 4 is captions. Now, captions are so important for many reasons, right? So I read a statistic that said like 70% of people are watching short form videos on silent. They're not even listening to the audio. So trending audio is important to get it out in front of people, but if they're not listening to the audio, then they'll never hear what it said. So you need to have words on the screen. If it is a reel that you made, so your voice, you're talking, you can easily add captions in TikTok and Instagram. And I'll show you, and you might already know this, but when you make a reel in TikTok or in Instagram, I'll go, I'm making a reel. Okay. Then when you go to the next screen, there's a little smiley face sticker up here at the top. You click that, you click captions, and it puts all the captions on there for me. Okay. TikTok has the same thing. They actually have a button on the side that says, making a TikTok. Okay. And they have a button on the side that says captions. Always add captions. So 70% of people are watching them on silent. And that's for multiple reasons, but I'll give you a couple examples. When I had a job, I watched videos at my desk when I needed a brain break, okay? But I didn't want my boss to hear it. So I watched them on silent, right? Or here I am, my husband's watching some dumb show that I don't want to watch. So I sit there and I start scrolling, and he's going to scream at me or make some sarcastic comment if I've got the audio going, right? So I watch them on silent. Most people are watching them on silent. So you need to add captions. Now, you can't add captions with the sticker if it's a trending audio or it's not your audio. Okay, it has to be your audio. So if I do make my own audio reels. So I'll say like, let me give you a quick social media marketing tip, and I'll give a tip. Okay, I can add captions to that because it's my audio. But even if you're doing something with a trending audio and you can't add closed captions, you need to have words on the screen that are telling the story or providing the value. So for instance, if I use the one that this is it, everybody, if you want to know what's it, it's this, then I would put words on the screen that would say something like, can't believe I got to leave corporate America. This is it. This is the life. Or I would just say, this is it. This is the life. I would put that on the screen. And then people are going to be like, what is she talking about? Or if I did have a product and I said, they'll say, this is it, everybody. If you want to know what's it, I'm going to keep using that one because it was probably the best way for me to repurpose. But I would say, this is it, everybody. If you want to know what's it, it's this. And I would like put a call to action on the screen that would say, let me know if you want a sample or something like that. You need to have some sort of words and value on the screen. You also need to have a hook, because if your video is longer than 6 seconds and it takes till second 10 to get to the value, people are going to scroll past it. So I like to have words on the screen as soon as you start. And that's going to be tip number 5, the hook, okay? Have something on the screen for when they first get on there. So I made one this morning that says, pull it up. Okay. So I made one this morning. It was a trending little dance that's going on TikTok. And here, I'll play it. I don't think you... Have y'all heard that song trending on TikTok? I did actually kind of dance in that one, huh? Look, I'm eating my words. But I had words on the screen as soon as they started. They didn't have to wait till second 6. What's funny is this is about 7 or 8 seconds. It's going to take them that long to read the words. So the more times they watch your video, the more it boosts your algorithm. So TikTok is more on this than Instagram is, but if you can do a 6-second video and have 2 sentences on there, it'll take them 6 seconds to read it. So then it tells TikTok, oh, they watched the whole video. They want to see more of Alyece's videos. Or they might watch it twice. It might take them 2 times of watching it to read all the words. So it just says, if I had $1 for every time someone asked me if I make real money on social media, is what it is. And that was the trend. On TikTok, the trend was, if I had $1 for every time someone asked. So I brought it back to my niche. I could have put on, if I had $1 for every time someone, in the grocery store told me I had my hands full because I have all 3 kids. Or I could have done something like that. And I do occasionally post TikToks about mom life and the Hot Mess Express and all that stuff. But when I'm bringing it back to my business, I'm using a trend, but I brought it back to my niche. So you have to be creative with it, but you can. And I'll show you one more example too. Here's one. Looking for a sign.
This is it.
Now see how I have words as soon as you start?
This is it.
Okay.
Looking for a sign. This is it.
And then in that bubble, it just says, if you don't have time for a business, you're the person that needs a business. So, but I had those words looking for a sign, even though that's not captions, I had that on the screen as soon as they started. Okay. So that's super important to have something that hooks them in. Okay. And I've got 2 bonus tips for y'all too. Okay. If you decide to repurpose your content, so I suggest if you're repurposing to start on TikTok and then take your TikToks and bring them over to Instagram, because TikTok, the resolution downloads better. So when you put it in Instagram, it's not blurry. You lost the sound? You can't hear me? Can you hear me? Okay. All right. I think it might just be Nancy. Okay. All right. So if you are Nancy, I think it might be you. I think Terry can hear me. I think it might be you, Nancy. But I'm gonna keep going because I promise y'all I will keep it under 25 minutes. But if you are going to repurpose content, I highly recommend that you start in TikTok and then repurpose your TikToks to Instagram, okay? Because the resolution's better on TikTok. So when it uploads to Instagram, it's not going to be as blurry. Whereas if you do it the other way around, you take it from Instagram and put it on TikTok, it's going to be blurry. Okay. So I recommend repurposing from TikTok to Instagram. You can do it the other way, just don't expect it to perform the best. Okay. When you do that though, you need to remove the watermark. And I'm going to put 2 websites in the chat really quick. Finsta.com is one. That it says it goes against community standards. It won't let me post that. Okay, so write these down. Insta, I-N-S-T-A, Finsta, Finsta.com. You can take the link from your Instagram Reels, put them in that website. It will remove the Instagram watermark so you can share them to TikTok, YouTube Shorts. We didn't even get into YouTube Shorts today, but that's a possibility as well. You can put them on Pinterest as idea pins, okay? But you want to remove that watermark because you got to think of it like this. Just like Facebook will not let me make this comment because they're blocking. They don't want you to leave Facebook. Okay. They want you to stay on their platform. So they block certain things. They shadow ban certain things. That's a legit thing. Okay. So you want to remove the watermark because TikTok's algorithm is going to say that's from Instagram. We're not showing that here. And the same thing when you go from Instagram to TikTok. Now, for TikTok, it's called Snaptik, Snaptik. And you can put your TikToks in there and it removes the TikTok watermark. And you can put that on Instagram. That's what I'm doing. I'm personally trying to do, like I said, at least 2 a day, sometimes 3. One of them is usually repurposed. And then I do one that is just on each platform. So that way, if I have people that follow me on both, they're not like, oh, she's boring. It's all the same stuff. But I don't have to make as much content. I can repurpose things. So yeah, you can repurpose them as idea pins, YouTube Shorts, TikTok has stories. There's so many options to repurposing content. Okay. And then my other tip I wanted to show y'all. if you don't already share them to your stories, you're going to want to share them to your stories on Instagram. When you make a reel, you can hit the little airplane and it'll share it to your story. Your story views do count as views. Okay. Now, if you have your Facebook and your Instagram stories together, it will not repopulate onto Facebook. So if you want your reel on Facebook, you need to save it to your phone or go through Snaptik or Instafinsta and then upload it as a reel on Facebook. But Instagram and Facebook are both owned by Meta, so I don't think they shadow ban from each other. It's just TikTok versus Instagram and Facebook. But I'll tell you that I have had several TikToks and several reels that I made that went nowhere. Okay. Like I'm talking about like 5 views. It was just like, man, that was a flop. I put them on Facebook. 3 months later, they got 100,000 views. Like, so who cares if they get 5 views today? You don't know what they're going to get 5 months from now, right? This is out there forever. So make sure that you are putting it everywhere because, like I said, I got 15,000 followers on Facebook, which that's not really even, people don't go to Facebook to follow. They go to Facebook to friend request, right? 15,000 followers on Facebook from a reel that went ridiculously crazy. And it had like 2 likes on Instagram, but I put it on Facebook and now I have 15,000 followers from that one reel of me falling at the gym. It wasn't even about my business. But all those people now get to see all my business posts, right? So don't be afraid if it flops in one area. It might do really well in another one. And it might do really well 3 months from now. Oh, and I got one more bonus tip. Why not, right? So things tend to trend on TikTok first. So you will see that if you do it on TikTok, 2 or 3 weeks from now, when you're on both platforms, you'll start to see things start on TikTok and then they make their way to Instagram. So if you are starting on TikTok first and repurposing your content, you're getting ahead of the trend. Okay. That it's been like that since 2020. Things start on TikTok first. So if you haven't gotten on TikTok, I would try it. So I hope you got value out of today. Terry said she did. My pleasure, Terry. I do have a survival guide for all of you. So just drop guide in the comments and I'll make sure you get the link. I had my assistant revamp it today because my old guide was a little outdated. So there is no telling what's in this guide. Y'all might have all kinds of stuff in the guide. But I know for sure that all of my video equipment's in there. I'm talking about, I built my business on a shoestring budget. These are all things I got on Amazon for little to no money. I quit my 9 to 5 and said, I'm done. I'm tired of forming my schedule around my job. My family was suffering from it. So I left, became an entrepreneur full-time in June of this year. And I had like no money. So all of these things are very affordable and they have made a difference for me and my clients, because I do have clients now as a social media agency. So I hope you will all enjoy the guide and thank you, Nancy, for the invitation. And I will see y'all soon. Bye, guys. Let's see. There we go.